Your questions answered on 10news.com.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite out of everybody on the show, Rick. Rick has the biggest heart of anyone ever.
Something rather goofy about me signing with gold ears, but I'm that much of a man to do it.
Rick, we love you, we love you, we love you.
Rick is here.
I know.
Steve Burton is one of the funniest people that you would ever meet. Steve, you can give her money tomorrow.
Fun in the Sun is brought to you by Shout. Triple acting Shout clings to stains.
Wait, how does this sound? A new beginning, a cocktail gala to benefit the General Hospital Endowment Fund.
A new beginning.
I want those nasty snobs to know things are different now that I'm in charge and you're on the board.
I think it's evocative.
What, do you think I should tone it down? I'll dial it back. Just say the word.
No, I wouldn't deny you the pleasure. This is our first party together as husband and wife. There'll be no expense spared. The guest list is incomplete, though. Forgot to invite Sonny and Jason.
Sam and I were talking about Carly's obsession with Reese.
Yeah, Carly, she's still suspicious, but she, says she wants to focus on Alcazar, put things behind her, and move on, hopefully.
Okay, well, I guess that's for the best.
Yeah, I just can't get past this feeling that I have that Rick and Reese are up to something.
Carly says that she's shifted her priorities to focus on her new husband.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you should do the same. Pay a little more attention to Sam.
With Jason being therapy averse and Michael's parents having very little interest at all, I need to rely on you for input.
Well, Sonny and Carly want Michael to get the help he needs.
Well, in order to help the child, I need to understand the family dynamic. Now, Michael is deeply protective of both his parents, and he also seems to have absolute faith in everything Jason tells him.
Yeah, that seems to be accurate, yes.
Yeah, okay, well, unfortunately, Jason's doing everything he can to discourage Michael from confiding in me.
You know what? I can't help it if Jason has issues with you.
Well, I have to help it if I'm going to be able to reach Michael. So, you have to tell me, why does Jason hate me so much? I mean, what could I have possibly have done in the past that he finds so unforgivable?
Pretty good ride, huh, buddy? Last time you were on the island, you were about, I'd say, half the pilot. You are now. What's wrong?
When I was in the Caribbean,
Yeah?
Agent let me steal his boat.
I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to bring up any bad memories.
It's okay. Dr. Thomas says I should talk about this stuff.
Is that so?
Dr. Thomas thinks it would help me if you talk to him.
Cameron's down for his nap.
Well, good. Let's pack this back up so Jax can return it. Are you sure that's what you want?
Okay. No, he's going to look for it the second he wakes up.
You know what, guys? This is my bad. I shouldn't have bought anything without checking with you first.
Excuse us for a minute, right?
I just don't think it's a good idea to load Cameron down with extravagant toys that we can't afford.
Lucky, it's one toy. Why not?
Because you know how I feel about charity.
Well, this isn't about you. And it's certainly not charity. This was a gift from Jax to Cameron, and I will not break my little boy's heart because your pride got in the way.
Excuse me, Mr. Luke, but this just came by messenger.
Thank you, Sunshine.
I suggested the Quartermains and guests, but since you're in the chair,
I'll take that.
Oh, nice. The gutter snipe is having a cocktail party to benefit the General Hospital Endowment Fund, and she wants to rub my nose in it.
I would have liked to have seen that.
Oh, it was addressed to family. And we're not going to dignify it with a response.
What's it like being all dried up and bitter, Tracy?
Daddy, did you hear something?
Easy, Tiger.
We really shouldn't dismiss Carly altogether. She is access to Michael.
Thank you, Monica. Finally, a voice of reason. Alcazar is holding all of the cards these days, in case you hadn't noticed. He is ELQ's principal stockholder, as well as the hospital's one-man insurance policy against John Durant's lawsuit.
This must be what hell feels like.
Alcazar's money may give him power, but true social status, priceless.
It's worthless, Edward, if you don't have the money to back it up.
You know, I'm thinking you are so right about not blowing off that invitation. The Alcazars need to be massaged a little bit.
What does that have to do with me?
Well, you could tell him that his wife's soiree would go a lot smoother without this pack of wolves. You know, a little polite thanks, but no thanks.
I have to ask Luke, why do you care?
I care that my sister is protected.
Well, I'm not much of an ambassador.
Are you joking? You could bring about world peace if you tried. All you gotta do is give him those big Bambi eyes. No man can resist that.
You've managed to resist quite a few times.
I beg to differ, Red. I'm putty in your hands. You could totally finesse Alcazar, no problem.
I can't figure out why you'd want to invite Jason and Sonny into our home.
I'm not inviting them, you are.
Sonny hates these kind of things anyway. He never let me have parties like this. He was so afraid of people invading our lives, our home. And, maybe we'll let him see what he's missed out on all these years.
I thought that would bring a smile to your face.
You know what? He'll come out of curiosity. And he'll donate a bundle just to make a point.
More importantly, you'll see you in your element. Charming hostess, beautiful wife, generous philanthropist.
And have you met my gorgeous, very handsome husband, the legitimate businessman? Yeah, he's the one who's exuding that unconditional love. I am so lucky.
Are we generous to share our happiness and fortune with others?
If they're too petty and paranoid to share in our bliss, who needs them?
That's right.
Dr. Thomas thinks I should sit in on one of your sessions.
No, he wants to see him alone.
Does that bother you? Because you think maybe we're going to talk about you when you're not there? Whatever's bothering you, you know you could tell me, right?
I just thought that if you went to Dr. Thomas, you'd see that he's not such a bad guy.
You want me to like him? Because maybe if I think he's okay, that's going to help you to open up a little more?
Is that too weird?
No, it's not weird at all. Come here. Tell you what I'm going to do, because I love you. Because I know you wouldn't be wanting me to go and talking to me about this if it wasn't important. I'm going to go see Dr. Thomas today.
I didn't think you'd be back from town so soon.
It's not that far. Oh.
Thanks.
I don't think it'll leave much of a scar. Not like that one. Were you injured on the job?
Way before I was a cop.
How are you shot?
It's not important.
Well, it's important to me. I mean, we're trying to pass ourselves off as husband and wife here, and I barely know anything about you, so why don't we start with the basics?
Okay. Basically, I'm a loner, and you're a good girl from a nice family. Basically, you're in way over your head.
Wait, hello, remember me? I'm here trying to help prove that you were framed. I'm on your side.
Doesn't give you an all-access pass into my psyche.
And that doesn't allow you to throw attitude in my face. I mean, be fair.
Life's not fair, hadn't you heard?
Bye. I will not take that toy away from my son.
Oh, so your theory is if Cameron can't have a toy made for spoiled kids, then his life is ruined?
What? Oh, give me a break, Lucky, but it's in our living room. What's the harm?
He's a 1-year-old boy. He'd be happy just playing with the box that it came in.
God, what is your problem? Why are you making such a big deal of this? This is a toy we could never afford, and it's nothing to Jack.
Because it's something to me. Why can't you understand that?
God, I am trying. Please help me.
It's embarrassing, damn it. Checks can buy your boy gifts that I can't afford. It's almost as humiliating as my girlfriend having to carry his child to pay my bills.
I agreed to the circus thing for us, Lucky. So you better tell me now. If I'm carrying Jackson Courtney's baby, is this gonna tear us apart?
Carly is a crisis junkie who creates chaos where none existed. And you're so used to being her protector that you automatically go into rescue mode.
Carly is not allowed to barge in here anymore, okay? And I made it very clear to her that this is Sam's home too, and that she has to respect that.
Bet she hated that. See, you realize that this whole uproar that Carly created is not about Reese or Rick or anyone but Carly. See, she can tell you that she's moved on until she's purple, Jace, but trust me, Carly will do whatever it takes to keep you in her little orbit, even if it means bringing the wrath of Sonny down on your head. Aren't you tired of it?
Yeah, I'm really tired of it. You know, Carly wears me out, but I can't abandon her.
So you're in love, Jace. You have a terrific woman who adores you. So do yourself a huge favor and don't take her for granted. And please, just don't let her get away.
Jason doesn't talk a lot about what happened after the accident.
He obviously has extremely negative memories of me.
No, not you in particular. Jason really couldn't stand any of the doctors who treated him.
Well, we were simply trying to assess the damage to his cognitive function.
Yeah, well, he didn't enjoy the process.
Did he ever talk to you about his earliest memories?
No.
What about his brother? Did you ever mention AJ in any other context besides Michael's kidnapping?
Why do you ask?
Well, AJ was Michael's biological father, and Jason stole his brother's child.
No, that is not how it happened.
Wait, you weren't there. I mean, this occurred before you ever met Jason. I mean, who's to say that Jason didn't take Michael partly out of revenge for the accident that left him brain damage?
Because Jason isn't like that. Jason would never use a child for revenge, certainly not Michael. That little boy means the world to him, and if you haven't figured that out yet, what kind of shrink are you?
Sam, you're getting defensive.
No, I'm just getting fed up. AJ was a slime who emotionally abused Michael, and if you're gonna try and justify that just because Jason was his father for a year, then you can go to hell.
Michael was an innocent pawn in a lifelong rivalry between two brothers, and he's still dealing with the emotional fallout. And Jason's part in that struggle began the day that he regained consciousness. So what Jason remembers from that time affects how he dealt with AJ and how he's relating to Michael now.
No, I will tell you how Jason relates to Michael. He loves him. He wants him to be okay. It is supposed to be your job to make sure that happens. Don't blow it.
I'm not a complicated guy. I love you. I love you and Cam, and I just want us to be a normal family.
Well, I feel the same way.
You know, when I picture you pregnant, it's just with our baby.
And someday, I will be.
Yeah, but for you to carry another man's child as a surrogate with thousands of dollars on the line, it's a lot more complicated than that.
Listen to me. I'm going to be carrying Jax and Courtney's baby. I'm just Mama's little helper, okay? And one day, we're going to have one of our own. Hopefully sooner rather than later, because this whole surrogate situation is going to help us dig out from under all that debt.
I just figured I'd be doing the heavy lifting.
Lucky, you almost died. It doesn't get much heavier than that. And if this is how I can share the burden in exchange for your life, then I don't mind. And don't kid yourself. I mean, your turn is coming. Because who else is going to love me when I'm as big as a whale, and who's going to rub my fat little feet and get me food in the middle of the night and deal with me?
You know, when you were first pregnant, you were never sexier or more beautiful.
Well, see, you're already ahead of the game. Now you just have to prove it.
You know, as much as I want to, we can't. Not until we're sure you're pregnant with Jax's baby.
Well, then I guess we just have to be more creative.
How's your littlest patient doing?
The Corinthos boy.
I mean, obviously you can't violate privilege, but in general.
We're making progress. I've had at least one sensitive, caring adult in his life.
Other than his parents?
Oh, his uncle's girlfriend, actually. She really cares for Michael. You know, and it's not often that you find someone outside the immediate family with that kind of commitment.
Oh, Michael's really lucky to have her.
Yeah, I just hope she sticks around for him. Sam's a bit of a waif, you know, no family of her own, a lot of baggage, and unfortunately, she's involved with an emotional cipher. Jason Morgan is thoroughly incapable of returning her love.
Whoa, what happened?
You know what, Jason, I really don't know if I should tell you.
If it's got you this mad, you should tell me.
Okay, first I want to go on record by saying that I really do think that Dr. Thomas is helping Michael.
What'd he do?
And it's true that considering Michael's family situation is incredibly difficult and complicated right now, that Dr. Thomas needs to know
Sam,
everything.
you just need to
in
tell
order-
me what he did.
Dr. Thomas wants to know why you hate him so much.
What'd you tell him?
I told him that you didn't like any of the doctors who treated you, but he wouldn't leave it at that. He wanted to know what your earliest memories were and how you feel about AJ.
What does that have to do with anything?
I know. Dr. Thomas says that you took Michael from AJ because you wanted revenge from the accident. Yeah, exactly. Now you know why I'm so
Why do I
mad.
keep sending Michael to this guy?
I don't know, Jason, because I convinced you, okay? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should.
No, Sam, I think that you were right because, you know, you wanted to help Michael and he seems to be getting better. So I guess that, you know, I have to put aside my feelings of hate for Dr. Thomas.
You know what? I swear, I wanted to punch him in his smug, condescending face.
That makes two of
He
us.
seems to have no understanding of who you are and what you feel and how you act. I mean, he just doesn't know. And I just wanted to tell him that you are amazing. You are loving and generous. But you know what? He wouldn't believe me, so why should I waste my time?
I don't care what Dr. Thomas believes. As long as you know how much you mean to me. And if you don't know that by now, then I gotta find some way to tell you.
Well, I take it you didn't have to work too hard to convince Skye to go be the family emissary to Mr. Alcazar.
You know exactly how hard I worked because you were hiding behind the door. Really? Tracy, eavesdropping.
I find it fascinating how quickly she agreed to go and see Lorenzo.
Well, I'm very persuasive.
And you can keep telling yourself that and completely disregard Skye's incredible attraction to Lorenzo, his good looks, his incredible charm.
and his healthy bank account.
Well, call her crazy, but all of those so-called attractions that you're talking about, it's all just an effort to make me jealous.
Did you know that not so very long ago, Sky went and visited another Alcazar and ended up in bed with him? And in fact, that Luis was a dead ringer for his brother, pun intended, except that Lorenzo is much more appealing.
Your point?
If I were Carly, I wouldn't turn my back on Sky and my new husband.
So I take it you received our invitation.
Oh, yes, we did, and it was so sweet of you, really. But, Tracy's been in a bit of a spin from being replaced as head of endowment. You know her ego, I'm sure you can imagine. And, well, Edward's been in more of a funk than usual lately. He really hasn't been himself since Lila passed. And Monica and Alan can't really be in the same room together.
So you were elected to extend the Quartermain's regrets.
Really, having led your party would only be inviting disaster.
Carly's worked so hard on this party. Means a lot to her.
Well, I'm sure it will be lovely.
I don't think you heard me. I said it means a lot to her. So, Sky, I suggest that you return home and you tell the Quartermains that there will be repercussions if they decide to snub my wife.
I'll see Dr. Thomas at 3.
Michael's Dr. Thomas?
Yeah, Michael asked me to see him.
Wow. I mean, really, wow. I know how practically phobic you are about seeing shrinks. I can't believe that you're going to go see him.
Well, I'll do anything for my son, you know that. And I expect you to do the same. Unfortunately, at this point, Michael was trying to avoid you, so.
That's not true.
Well, it is true. I mean, if anybody should see a psychiatrist, it's a woman who would break into someone's home and commit aggravated
Okay, I'm really
assault.
sorry about that, Sonny.
You are.
I honestly regret what I did to Reese. It's just, it was an ancient reflex.
Yeah?
You know, I was trying to protect my territory. And it's not my territory anymore.
So you noticed?
I moved on. I'm just really worried about Michael, and I really want him to live with me and Lorenzo. But other than that, I'm really happy. Put it this way, I just think it's in our best interest if both of us can peacefully coexist. And I think this is a really good time to start that.
What does that mean?
Michael's shrink.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to hear what he has to say.
All right, whose favorite character is Jason? All right, what's your favorite thing about him?
He's gorgeous. You guys are so great.
I would really like to see Courtney and Jason back together.
I'll wear the hat, so it's okay. It heightens everything.
I'm a blessed man.
Fun in the Sun is brought to you by Shout. Triple acting Shout clings to stains.
I love you. And I know that you're worried that I haven't let this thing go with Rick and Reese.
You know what? Everyone has secrets, Jason, and Reese is probably carrying a secret. You're probably right. I mean, who doesn't? I have a ton of things in my past that I probably don't ever want to have to tell
I don't care about
you.
your past, really. Which is good, right?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's some things are better left unsaid, and I think that, you know, it's left under a rock in another lifetime, and that way no one ever has to.
I just want to tell you that I trust you, all right? And that if it seems that I go over the top on some things, you can tell me. I may not always agree, but I'm always going to listen.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, you know, I think that you have gone a little over the top with this Rick and Reese thing.
Okay. I'm gonna back off. If it doesn't bother Sonny, why should I care?
You would do that.
How am I gonna do that? Carly's just gonna have to get over it.
You know she's gonna make you live miserable.
Well, she can because I have you.
Dr. Winters.
You know, if you are serious about unraveling those emotional entanglements you mentioned the other day, I've just had an opening in my schedule.
You know what? My issues are so complex that I don't think an hour of your time will be able to fix me. It might be a start, though. What do you think?
You asked me about Dr. Thomas.
The shrink with the God complex.
Yes. You know, I'm not sure it means anything, but he's taken a special interest in Jason Morgan's girlfriend.
Sam? Are you sure?
A woman knows when a man's interest turns personal. Believe me.
Thanks.
Well, I'm pleased to see that both Michael's parents are here today. Your cooperation and your insight will be very helpful to your son.
Well, we're here to help Michael any way we can. You know?
Good. So, Mrs. Corinthos.
Alcazar.
Oh, right, of course. I'm sorry. And how is life as a newlywed?
Bliss. Thank you for asking.
So I know that Michael had trouble with your new husband. Have there been any residual behavioral problems I should know about?
Other than the fact that Michael refuses to live in our home, which is surprising since you're the one who
A
encouraged.
9-year-old should never make adult decisions.
Well, I'm here because Michael asked me to come. Is that letting him make adult decisions?
Why'd you change your mind?
Michael had a episode the other day, and he kind of lost his temper.
He did?
Yeah, he broke up a picture frame.
What was the
God.
picture of?
Himself.
Has Michael always had rage issues?
Then it's more like Sonny. I mean, what it is.
Mr. Corinthos?
I have, I've lost my, I have a bad temper. I've lost my temper at times.
In front of Michael?
Sonny's always protected Michael from that.
So you have anger management problems?
Michael might have witnessed me doing things, saying things that might have frightened him.
A little bit of yelling, a little broken glass.
Mrs. Alcazar, do you know what an enabler is? It's someone who makes it all right for a troubled person to engage in destructive behavior. Like you're doing right now with your ex-husband, minimizing his rage disorder.
You know what? We're here to talk about my son.
Right.
Right.
And I suspect that you've both been enabling Michael.
I was out of
For
line.
the record, I'm really clear that life isn't fair.
I get the message.
You said you'd been shot, and I was curious. It's not a crime, is it, officer?
Look, it's my least favorite subject.
Okay.
The bullet that left that scar, it should have killed me. Killed my brother instead.
Survived the wars, he?
Barely. Our presence is requested. No, actually, make that required by Lorenzo.
Are you joking? Did you do the Bambi thing? The man has no soul.
He made it quite clear that if the quartermains fail to show, there will be hell to pay.
Now, did he actually make that threat, or are you exaggerating?
Oh, why would I exaggerate?
Well, because, so you have an excuse to get all gussied up and gorgeous and make an entrance into the party.
Now, why would I need an excuse?
Hey. You're here. I came to see you. Okay. But you don't live down the street anymore.
I checked my mom and dad. Can I stay with you?
So, despite these psychotic episodes...
Who says anything about it being psychotic?
Well, I'm a doctor, Mrs. Alcazar. I recognize the symptoms. Blackouts, uncontrollable rage. It speaks to classic psychotic breaks. But from what I gather, you've never sought professional treatment.
I know how to ride out the events. I know how to keep them under control.
Ride them out?
He just needs a little rest. So he just needs a little peace.
Well, you have responsibilities. A family. How do you achieve this state of peace, Mr. Corinthos? Lock yourself in a closet? Or is someone else isolated from you?
I'm claustrophobic.
And how long has that been a problem?
Oh, I don't know. Since my stepfather used to beat the hell out of me and lock me in a closet under the stairs.
Well, abused children often become abusive adults, so begs the question, have you ever struck Michael?
My baby brother was a smart one in the family. I was a screw-up.
Me and Georgie.
No. I mean, really a screw-up.
Trust me.
Will joined the chess club. I joined a street gang. Pretty relentless. God. Just teasing him about what a loser he was.
I used to think that if I could make Georgie feel bad about herself, it might make me feel better.
You love your sister.
Of course I do. But at some point, you get tired of seeing the disappointment in your parents' eyes. You loved your brother, right?
He was supposed to go to college.
I bet he worshipped you.
You don't need to hear this.
You might as well finish.
One night we were out cruising. Me and Will in the back seat. I saw this car. I got this shot. Like this crack. I looked down and I saw blood. And Will had this look on his face. You know, kind of stunned. I told him I'd be okay. I don't know why I'd say something stupid like that. And his eyes glazed over. He slumped back. That's when I saw it. An exit wound in his chest. The bullet had gone all the way through him and hit me.
Jesse,
God, I held him. I tried to keep him warm. He died right there. Right there in the back seat, in my arms. Terrified and in pain. His whole body trembled with it. If he hadn't slowed down that bullet, then I wouldn't be here.
I'm sorry. How'd you get from the backseat of that car to being a cop?
How could I not?
I really don't care how much money Alcazar has. I'm not going to be forced to kowtow to his wife's every whim.
Going to the party is the right thing to do.
Excuse me.
Emily, you go. You're the only one that's got a stomach for it.
not interested in
This whole
Carly's
thing is an
nouveau
insult to
riche
years of this
assault on
family's
high society.
achievements.
Emily, the best idea is for you.
Yo, people, chill!
In case Sky didn't get my message across, here's how it is. I own a controlling interest in ELQ. My money is all that stands between General Hospital and total disaster. Therefore, you will show up at my wife's party tonight with smiles on your faces. And you will tell Carly what a delightful evening it is, and you will mean it. You will give her the respect she's due, each and every one of you, because, let's face it, without my investment, you'd all be standing in the unemployment line.
Now that's what I call love.
My dad thinks I'm at Grandma's. Grandma thinks I'm on a cruise with my dad. Cool. Yeah, I like it here. Don't even worry about it.
Michael? Hey, who are you talking to?
Is Sam here?
She went to see Michael. What's up?
I may have got something else on Dr. Thomas.
Okay.
I have a source, someone I respect highly. It looks like Dr. Thomas is taking more than a professional interest in Sam.
I've never hit a child, and I never will.
What about women? Hit women?
Never.
Well, slap, shove.
Okay, Sonny is not abusive.
So where do you direct your rage?
Well, am I on trial here? Because we're supposed to be talking about my son.
We are talking about your son.
I've never hit a child. I've never hit a woman. You know what? I've been known to kick a door down, bust my fist through a wall. What about you, Doc? What happens when you've had a bad day? How do you release your rage?
You ever shout at your son?
At him, no.
Oh. But when you're out of control, you yell, you break things. Maybe Michael's there. Maybe
Okay,
he's in the
Sonny
way.
is an amazing father. He would never hurt his children.
The enabler feels the need to defend.
I'm telling you the truth.
So when was the last time you broke something at Michael's? I mean, even accidentally.
Never. I don't know. I don't know. Never.
You don't remember?
I never have.
When was the last time you shouted at him?
I don't.
You don't remember? I mean, Michael's there. He's in the house. You're yelling, he hears, you break things, they scatter.
I'll never lay a hand on a woman, I'll never lay a hand on a child, but I'll tell you what, I will snap your neck in a heartbeat.
Okay, Sonny, just stop.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next General Hospital.
It's a summer of secrets on All My Children.
This woman is not your mother, and I can prove it.
One woman is forced to reveal the shocking truth.
I told them that I was Di, and that was the biggest lie of them all.
It's time for the truth. Who are you?
Then, she's in love with her boyfriend, but her first time is not with him. And
I could have the news that would change Ryan's life for the better.
the results are in.
I'm pregnant.
But her hidden pregnancy is about to be exposed.
Would you like to tell them, or should I?
Tell us what?
All My Children, Summer of Secrets.
On the next General Hospital.
Do you think this cop's really gonna show up?
There's a lot of food here. You must be a hungry guy.
I want to discuss Sam. When you walked into the party wearing that dress, no one will be able to take their eyes off of you.
So where are we going?